Hey, you. I know. You went to the arcade, you played Space Invaders, and you're like, I wish I could have that same thrill at home, but in a board game. Well, have no fear, because now you can fight against the aliens that are attacking in Aliens Attack. Let's play it. Welcome, everyone. I'm Francisco from Board of Pixels, part of Firejoy Studios, and today we're going to play the card game Aliens Attack. It's a pixel art board game. The box itself is stylized after a Game Boy. I love these pixel art games, hence Board of Pixels, where we play board games that remind you of video games and video games that play like board games. And for Aliens Attack, it is, let me just read you the little intro here. Oh no, it's finally happening. They're here. The aliens are here. Man the battle stations. Change the planetary defense weapons.
Cancel the three-ring circus. Secure all animals in the zoo. Give me that.
And expect the worst. The mothership is in view. So there are 4 different motherships you can play against in Aliens Attack. Full warning, I've never beaten this game. I've had it for, I backed down Kickstarter, and I've had for, I think, about 6 months. I've played it several times, never beaten it, but we are going to be playing against the first mothership, the Prima one. So hopefully we'll get to the point where we can do these, experience its moves, but we may not get there. Aliens Attack is not super complex to play. Essentially, we're going to have a launch line of aliens. Let's go ahead and get that set up now. Give these alien cards a shuffle. And we're going to produce our launch line. It'll be 4 cards. So we have 2 yellow scouts, 1 gray scout, 2 gray scouts, it looks like, to start. So these will be the starting alien attacks that are coming down toward Earth that we have to defend against. And we have a few basic weapons to do that. We have our alpha cannon, which shoots it does 2 damage to a space directly in front of it. Our beta cannon, which is like a rocket launcher. It'll shoot to a space right in front of it and a space up and to the right of it. Our gamma cannon, which will fire up to 2 spaces away. And our delta cannon, which can fire to the left and to the right, but not directly in front of it. So those are our main defenses, our main sort of weaponry defenses. We also have planetary defenses, which have 2 sides, and every time you use one side, it'll flip to the other. So we have planetary defense. We have a satellite. No, this is on the wrong side. My bad. Oh no, it went off the table. If you're trying to defend against aliens, you never want your weapons to go off the table. A quick tip for you. Okay, so we have upgrade cannons, which can upgrade these. They can go up to, they start at level 1, upgrade to level 2, and then can go up to level 3. The one on the bottom is if it's destroyed or hit. Then you can still repair it, but there's several ways. If you win by destroying the enemy mothership, you lose in one of several ways. You can have one of these scout ships go through a damaged weapon. That's the main way to lose. Or the mothership reaches Earth. Okay, so that means it comes down all the way through and goes through your cannons, essentially. All right, so let's go ahead and play. I think you'll be able to follow along how we play this game as we play. All right, so first up, we get to, the first thing that happens is I need to set this danger to danger 1. So this icon means an alien ship is going to move down 2 sort of spaces. Imagine a 4x3 grid right here, and it's going to move down 2 of those spaces. So you start with your launch line. You start top to bottom, left to right. So this is at the top and leftmost ship. So it's going to move down 2 spaces. So that's the aliens' turn. They start. Now we are going to respond with one of 2 actions. We can either shoot with our cannons, or we can use a planetary defense. We can choose one of those. At this point, I can't hit it with my alpha cannon. Could only hit it if it was right here. I could hit it, but it's not. And beta cannon's out of the question, as well as gamma. I could hit it if it was in this row, but it's not. And then delta, I would only be able to hit it if it was right here. So I think I'm going to start with I'm going to start actually by upgrading my alpha cannon. That way it can hit up to 2 spaces away. And when we upgrade, several things happen. First, let me show you this. So for the upgrade cannon, when I do this planetary defense, we're going to upgrade the cannon. So let's do that. Upgrade to 2. So now I can hit for 2 damage and 2 spaces away. And then we're going to refill the launch line. These little cards mean that number of cards add into the enemy's launch line. Now, right now we have, as you can see, we have 3 already, and the max is 4. So you're just filling up to the maximum if you can't fill up the amount stated on the card. And then we're going to trigger danger. So not only are we're essentially going to hit danger twice. So, and then we flip it to its opposite side, which is now the satellite shot, which is hit any ship for 1 damage. Can't use that yet though. Okay, so now we have to trigger danger from before for using that planetary defense. So danger is a alien ship moves down 2. So you start at the top row. This leftmost one cannot move down 2 because they can't hit or stack. Enemy ships can't hit each other and they can't overlap. So next over, this one can move down 2, and it does. So you have 2 yellows getting closer and closer to Earth. Gotta stop that. And now danger triggers yet again because it's the alien's turn. The planetary defense, when we used it, it had a response of a danger. Now this is the actual alien's turn's danger turn. All right, so now again, left to right, he can't move down. There's nothing to move down there. This guy will move down 2. All right, so now it's back to our turn. All right, so at this point, we can hit this card for 2 damage. Now, when you hit a card, when one of the alien cards takes damage, they have some symbols you'll see. So essentially, this says, okay, when this is hit, when right here, okay, when hit, the little red arrow or the little red star means a hit. Turn the card and then activate, do its activation. That's a little lightning symbol. Okay, so we're going to, let's go ahead and just as an example, we'll hit this card with our cannon. Hit once, it flips, and normally we would do the activation, which is trigger a danger. However, the alpha cannon has this ability whenever you hit something, the activation on the turn to the damage side is canceled. So it will not trigger this danger. However, we're hitting this for 2 damage. So this will also flip. So we have little damage, flip it when it's damaged, and activate, and then put it under the enemy deck. So we're going to flip this, and now we're going to, essentially this means increase danger, shoot. All right, so we're increasing danger. We're not triggering danger, but we are increasing it. And so now with this with the danger increased, every time it's the alien's turn, 1 ship will move down 1 and 1 ship will move down 2. So we have more movement. And then this scout ship goes down to the bottom of the enemy deck. And so the enemies are kind of constantly recycle, much like in a video game. They're just going to respawn as you're trying to get, in Space Invaders, it's the highest score. In this, you're just trying to defeat the alien mothership. All right. So that was the... we hit it, it flipped to its upgraded ship side, and now it's the alien's turn. So danger 2, we start at the top, left, this one will go down 1, continue along the top, and now this one will come down 2. All right, so we have still another 2 yellow scouts and 2 gray scouts. All right. Okay, so right now, it's our turn again. This guy is out of range of our alpha cannon. Our gamma cannon can hit this guy. Our beta cannon can also hit this guy, and it has the ability similar to the alpha cannon where its activation will not trigger. I think that might be the way to go, because essentially the activation for the gray scout ships is a laser beam, so it would hit this guy and it would get knocked out. Whenever your cannons take damage, they go down one level, down to 0. So 0 is the destroyed side, which we can heal from, but we're not there yet. All right, I think what I'm going to do is... I'm thinking, because part of me thought, oh, you know what? Let me use this, hit any enemy ship for 1 damage, hit this ship, it triggers danger, and then this will move down 1, putting it in range of my alpha cannon. But then, unfortunately, one of these would move down 2, hitting one of my cannons, which I don't want. They're going to get hit at some point. I'm going to have to repair them, but I want to stave that off as long as possible. So I think what I'm going to do instead is, actually, now that I think about it, this one's going to get hit first, so I might as well use it while I can. So we will use our beta cannon to hit this guy. I can hit 1 in front and 1 up and to the right. So we'll hit this guy. It will not trigger its activation, so we'll flip it to its damage side, and it will not activate the laser, which is great. That's our turn. Now I'll go to danger. This guy will move down 1, and then this guy, unfortunately, will move down 2, knocking out our beta cannon. So our beta cannon is now decimated. It's offline, and then the scout ship goes back to its... since it didn't get hit or anything, it just stays on its scout side. So that goes to the bottom of the launch line. So now our launch line for the enemies is empty, and that's okay. I have run into a case where there's nothing that will trigger more enemies to come out. And then I just decide, okay, well, I'll just fill it up. But there usually is a planetary defense that will allow you to get at least 1 ship out. So we have repair. What I could do next is just repair and get this one ready. But if I do that, we're going to bring a card out, trigger danger. This card would come down, or at least one of those the card that we just pulled out would come down, and then one of these would hit any of these cannons, and I don't want that to happen. So I think it's better to do something else that will maybe we'll do this. We'll hit this card for 2, since he's down here, and keep it from doing at least its first activation, so danger won't trigger. So we'll do that. We'll hit that guy for 2, so it goes to his damage side. The activation does not trigger because of the alpha cannon's ability, and then it does get flipped to its upgraded side, so it's a little mosquito guy, a mosquito alien, and then what the activation for the flip is 2 new aliens. So we got a green scout and another gray. Okay. And then trigger danger. So we're going to go ahead and put this guy back at the bottom, and we'll trigger danger. Then we'll do the alien's turn, which is more dangerous. So this actually works out great. So we'll do 1 move down here, and then this guy will move down 2. And then we'll do danger again. Oh no, we just lost. So danger happens again. So that guy moves down 2, and then this guy moves down into our damaged cannon, and we lose the game. So that's aliens attack. It's tough. I'm curious, was any mothership parts on it? Oh, we had mothership part there. Not there. We had 2 mothership parts out. So if we had damaged these 2 to the point where they're flipped, they go to the very top and be sort of waiting, and take those cards out of circulation. And once we find all 4 pieces, then we'd start the final assault on the mothership. But it didn't make it. And was this guy a mothership? No, it was not. Okay. But yes, the aliens attacked and the aliens won that time for aliens attack. I really enjoy the pixel art on this. For the most part, it's what I would call, if I'd had to grade it on true pixel art, or pixel art fidelity, I'd give them probably something on border of a 6 or 7, because while the backgrounds aren't perfectly aligned. Like you can see, okay, so here's an example. I'll try to do this real close. So if you look at this dot or any of these dots up here, that's 1 pixel. That's 1 pixel on. Now, if you look over at this, there's a little notch where those pixels, where the cannon and that black cloud, that space in between is not the same size as that pixel. So because of that, and also the space between the top of this cannon and that black cloud, that's not the same width or height of that pixel. That tells me that they're fudging they essentially they made the background, it's at one size, and then they took the cannon and it's another size, and they just put the cannon on top of the background. And it looks nice, but it's not quite, it doesn't have pure fidelity. They're cheating it. If you had this on an old screen, you couldn't, they're using like a half a pixel dimension or half pixel measurement, which you can't do. You have to have 1 pixel is 1 pixel is 1 pixel. So for that, I will give it, there's also a little sliver. There's a little sliver down here where there's a blue star behind the cannon. So yeah, in terms of the cannons themselves, they look great. And the enemies also look so good. I love this little eye yellow guy and the grays. The overall art is beautiful. Just that's a little quibble of the pixel fidelity between the background and the ships. And that's something that you didn't have to, the backgrounds you could have made to be the same size as the ship. So I don't know what they were going for there, why they wouldn't just keep them the same. But it's a fun game to play on. In terms of gameplay, I'd rate this. If you like, well, I'll say this. I like hard games, so I'm going to rate for myself. If you don't like hard games, don't trust what I'm about to say. Well, trust what I'm about to say, but realize it doesn't mean it's for you. I enjoy hard games. So if I'm rating Alien Attack, a fun or not fun score, definitely fun. If you enjoy hard games. If you do not like hard games and don't want your games to be punishing, don't play this game. You will not have fun with it. Unless you just love looking at beautiful pixel art. Speaking of pixel art, in terms of pixel fidelity, I will give it a 6. It's pretty good, but I would give it an 8, except there's no reason that they couldn't have matched the space with the spaceship that I can see, unless it's just like, oh, either they weren't looking for it, which is fair. Sometimes you miss things like that. It's just like, you know what, we've printed them off already. It's good enough, and that's fair. I can appreciate that. Or they're like, it doesn't matter. Like they knew it was going to be that way, and they just said it doesn't matter. It looks fine. No, I expect it to be more perfect, pixel perfect. So yeah, in terms of pixel perfection, pixel fidelity, I'm gonna score it a 6. All right, so definitely fun. Check it out, especially if you want a board game that's in the style of Space Invaders. Check out Alien Attack. And thank you for watching. I'm Francisco. We'll be playing more board games that remind you of video games and video games that play like board games here on Board of Pixels. Bye.